Hello, and welcome to the RSHL, the Raleigh Street Hockey League. I'm Daniel Wilson, one of the scorekeepers and color commentator for the recorded games. This video is a tutorial of all that occurs in the RSHL for those that are interested in playing for the league. We will be covering divisions, required equipment, the facility that is used, and an overview of the games that occur in the RSHL. There are three divisions in the RSHL: the A Division, the B Division, and the C Division, each of them with a different level of play. C Division for low-level players, B Division for intermediate players, and A Division for high-level players. It is recommended that newcomers look at recorded games from previous seasons to determine which style of play is best suited for them. All players are required to have the following equipment: hockey stick, shin pads, gloves, and helmet. Cage or shield is optional. The recommended place to gather this equipment is Play It Again Sports, located in Cary. You can buy used equipment at a heavily discounted price. Another location to gather this equipment is 5 Hole Sports, a specialty hockey shop located in Cary. The league also advertises all black hockey sticks, which are made of 100% carbon fiber and can go as low as $89. All of our games occur in XL Sports World Apex. This facility holds 2 hockey rinks, which we refer to as the blue rink and the red rink. During game days, each of these rinks hold 3 games, sometimes 4 if required. This allows us to get through our games in a decent amount of time. All games occur on Sunday at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., and 8 p.m., unless otherwise noted. All teams should check the website for their game times. Each league game has 3 14-minute periods. The games will have running clocks, which means they will never stop unless a penalty occurs or an injury occurs. The clock will also stop when it reaches 3 minutes remaining in the third period, with the exception of if a team is leading by more than 3 goals. If the game is tied after 3 periods, a 5-minute overtime will occur. First team to score within the 5 minutes wins the game. However, if no one scores after the 5 minutes, the game ends in a draw. However, in playoff games, if overtime passes with no winner, a shootout will occur. Most of the NHL rules apply to the game, with some exceptions. First, you'll notice that our rink has no blue lines. We instead use center line offsides. This means that instead of using blue lines for the offside rule, we'll use the center line. Many new players who enter the league are not familiar with the offside rule. RSHL rules state that the ball must cross the center line first before any player can step into the attacking zone. While the ball is behind this line, all players must have at least 1 foot behind the center line. When this occurs, everybody is onside. Once the ball crosses the center line, players may continue forward into the attacking zone. When the ball crosses back into the defensive zone, the team is now offside. When this occurs, the official will raise their hand and shout that the team is offside. All players must tag up on the center line. Once all players tag back on the center line, they must wait for the ball to cross over again before they may proceed forward again. If a player touches the ball in the attacking zone while the team is offside, the play will be blown dead and a face-off will occur in the defensive zone. This league uses no-touch icing, which will occur from the top of the circle as seen here. If a player shoots the ball from this area, it will be called icing with no touching required. Safety netting is placed around both rinks, with the exception of the bench areas. In order to speed up the game, if the ball hits the safety netting, play will continue. However, if it hits the ceiling, play will stop and the ball will be placed at the nearest spot. A special rule for the C and B divisions is the hat trick rule. If a player scores 3 goals in one game, they will no longer be allowed to score goals for the remainder of that game. However, they'll still be allowed to score assists. The A division is exempt from this rule. The RSHL is a non-checking league. Only reasonable contact is allowed. penalties in the NHL will be assessed here in the RSHL, there are 2 penalties that should be noted by newcomers. First is the most common rule, high sticking. The high sticking rule will be implemented if a player attempts to play the ball with the blade of his stick above his shoulders. It does not matter if the ball makes contact with the stick. This rule will be implemented if the player attempts to play the ball with the stick at this level. The second rule is sliding. Players are allowed to slide to block shots. However, they are forbidden from making contact with an opposing player. If a player slides into a player, they'll be called for a penalty. This rule will also be implemented if the refs deem it dangerous. For example, sliding into heavy traffic, such as near the crease. If players are thinking about joining the league, they may join the pickup games, which occur every Thursday at 7 p.m. All players are also expected to read the RSHL rulebook to familiarize themselves with the game. We hope this answers some of your questions about the RSHL.